12 dippable, dunkable, do it any way you wantable sauces, and a plate of our hand-breaded fingers. Oh, and don't forget the napkins. Famous fried chicken, endless sauceabilities, only at Zaxby's.
Local 3 News. More local stories.
By the time Fridays roll around, sometimes in the show, we're feeling a little bit punchy. You know, we've been talking to so many people during the course of the week that our brain can get kind of full, not quite sure where to go sometimes with conversations. So we are in luck this morning because it's Bruce Dodd's turn to be on the show with People's Home Equity. And I said, Bruce, what do you want to talk about? And you answered croissants.
I did. That was a joke, though.
I know. But I say that to you, I begin it that way because it is so much fun for us to talk to you. And I know for a fact that you're doing that with the clients who come your way because, as you say 1,000 times, you want to make this efficient, you want to get closing dates on target, but you want it to be enjoyable along the way.
Well, here the thing is that buying a house, getting a mortgage can be stressful. And so we try to make the experience as enjoyable as possible. I mean, it's kind of like going to the dentist sometimes ain't the greatest, but a good dentist makes it not that bad.
Right.
We kind of try to do the same thing. And part of the way we do that is we just try to be super document intensive on the front end. So many people, you'll hear the story when you're getting a mortgage that, hey, a week before closing, they're still asking me for a bunch of documents. Sometimes that can happen based on a client's situation. But what we try to do is really get everything on the front end, and then it's just not that big of a deal.
So something that you said to us last time we talked, and I had never heard you really go this direction before, was you said, look, we do want to have a good time and make it lighthearted, but we are very, very serious about that closing date. You don't want to play around with it.
That's right. Yeah, if you look at the Mortgage Bankers Association said in 2021, 68% of mortgages closed late. 68%.
Wow.
We closed on time. I think it's 96.3% of the time if you look at the last rolling 12 months. So we're serious as a heart attack about getting you closed on the right date. And we work very hard to do that. Part of the thing for us is, you know, we're just doing business here. It's not like we have a plan B someplace else. And the only way we really do business is people say nice things about us. And so people don't say a lot of nice things if they had to live in a hotel for a week because you couldn't get their loan closed on time.
Right. So let me ask you this, because I know you're not a realtor, but you do kind of have a sense of what's happening in the market. So for a while, it seemed like houses of all price points were just flying off the market. Is there kind of hitting a sweet spot now where things on that higher end price range are slowing down a little bit?
Well, sometimes yes, sometimes no.
Okay.
You know, it used to be that pretty much everything was going to sell in a few days. Things are still selling much quicker than they have before. It's a competitive offer situation if there's more than one offer. Used to be there may be 20 offers on one house. Now there's maybe 5 or 6, but it's still competitive. It's, you know, we've seen more houses come on the market, but if you look at pre-pandemic inventory, you know, it was typically about double where we are right now. So there's still a long way to go before it's going to be a balanced or a buyer's market.
What are we seeing in terms of interest rates? Are they still, even though people are not accustomed to them being maybe as high as they are historically, they're still good?
You know, historically, they are. You know, if you look in recent history, they're higher than they have been over the last couple of years. If you look over the last, say, 12 years, about 5 of those years, mortgages, the average mortgage rate was in the 5s. So, and that's kind of where we are right now. If you look at the average price point in Chattanooga, it's still just north of $300,000. So an increase in the rate, it's not like somebody's going to say, I'd rather just live in my parents' basement. It's not, you know, rates are still, you know, what you can buy a house for is still very comparable to what you're going to pay in rent. But the thing is that we're still seeing, you know, you're still seeing multiple offers on most houses. we're still selling about the same number of houses each month. You're just seeing inventory grow a little bit. But I think what that says is that price points are going to stay pretty strong. Are they going to go up as much as they have in the last couple of years? No. But if you look at the previous 20 years, they went up between 4 and 5% a year. And so I think that's kind of where we'll get back to.
I have like a minute and a half maybe left, but are most people choosing a fixed loan as a fixed rate as opposed to an ARM?
Yeah, there's still not that much of a benefit to doing an adjustable rate mortgage. And there's still not that huge of a spread. And so you still see most people are doing fixed rate loans.
All right, if they want to get in touch with you, I know that you're always happy to talk by phone. You are more than happy though to have folks come in, and you'll even do virtual
Absolutely.
Conversations, right?
Sure. Any way you want to talk, I'm pretty flexible.
And the typical timeline, Bruce, from the offer made to closing is what?
You know, most contracts are written on a 30-day cycle. We do a lot of them that are less than that.
Okay.
I mean, we started deals yesterday that, were 2.5 or 3 week contracts. And so what we do is get the client ready to go so that we can make those things happen as fast as they need them to.
All right, well, the rest of the world's getting a 68%, or 68% are closing on time, right? And y'all are 90 some odd percent?
Well, 68% are closing late. So that says only 32% closed on time last year. We're closing on time almost all the time.
Always great to talk to you. Next time we'll talk croissants. Deal?
I can't wait. I'll have to read a little bit, though.
Okay. Chatmortgage.com is the website. 591-9801 is their phone number. Is People's Home Equity. Bruce Dodds, the man to ask for. We're back after this.
Nothing says local like high school football, and nobody covers